I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show. Today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Julian and DoubleX from MyIdols here to talk about celebrity fan experiences, onboarding more new users into Web3 and making it mainstream. Gentlemen, welcome to the show and thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, Ashton.
We're excited to be here. Let's do it.
And I just
Definitely.
wanted to,
I,
yeah,
I-
I
I've
wanted
seen,
to
I've
wherever you.
seen, Julian, I'd love to start because I know we've known each other since the 2017 and before days. And there's been a lot of projects that you've been working on and come across and invested into that have been working on mainstream Web3 adoptions, especially with celebrity experiences and real world experiences. And nothing has really, you know, taken off as well as it should. There have definitely been some promising attempts. And I know you've gone through the story, and now you and Double X are working on MyIdols, which has a lot of promise. I would love for you to start out with a little bit on the backstory, and then we can dive into the platform and all the latest.
Yeah, absolutely. I got into crypto. It's funny because you and I went into a project together thinking that that project was going to be the one that helped commercialize cryptocurrency, right? So we've been searching for this golden goose, so to speak, like which one is going to be that's going to take crypto and Web3 to the next level. And when I connected with Double X, he opened my eyes to celebrities and influencer power, and how influential people are. Just like Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know if anyone remembers when he had a Coca-Cola. They passed him a Coca-Cola drink, and he said, "I don't drink that." He moved it aside, and the stock of Coca-Cola dropped significantly the next day. Things like that really opened my eyes on the power of influence. And so I've been looking for how can we integrate celebrities and influencers into the space of crypto and get the monetize it right in a way that's effective and create an ecosystem. And we have that here at Idols, and I'm excited to share the little backstory here. X and I met maybe 9 years ago, 8 years ago, and we met through mutual friends. And I was in my industry, just 90-hour weeks, managing mansions in Miami. I'm a doctor of acupuncture, but I fell into the vacation rental space given the demand and the amount of influence and money you can make in that industry. And the time was just, Miami, Airbnbs was just growing. And I got to meet a lot of cool people, X being one of those people, and I did business with some of them. And so when I was in crypto, I used the houses as like a space for hackathons, for events. And I had a home called the Bitcoin Mansion in Miami that brought me a lot of influential people as well in the crypto space. And they're all researching the same thing, how do we get this out there? How do we commercialize crypto? And so we tried and experimented with a lot of things. I tried tokenizing my home, the Bitcoin Mansion in 2019. That was an utter failure due to regulation and compliance and stuff like that at the time in the United States. And so it was like, okay, that's not it. It's not going to be real estate. It's not really sexy. It's not really exciting enough, although it's lucrative financially, right? So I was like, what's going to get my mother? What's going to get my brother? What's going to get everyone in crypto, right? And it's just celebrities made the most sense. And so when X came to me and said, hey, check out this project called BitClout, where they were tokenizing the names and brands of like Elon Musk, and these coins were shooting up to $1 million, $2 million
Mhm.
a coin. I was like, wow, this is a great concept. And X called me super excited because he's like, oh, I think this is the one. They got it right. They understand it. But then we realized, are they even asking permission from these
Mhm.
people to use their brands and likeness on
Mhm.
coin? And we saw the things they were doing wrong, right? So we're like, man, they're not doing it right. And then, of course, that project fizzled out like others. And we saw Chili's, they were tokenizing teams.
Mhm.
And we realized like they're doing it wrong too. It's really the players, it's the personalities that
Mhm.
make the impact and the difference. And so when X said, hey, look, I'm going to create something, I think I got an idea. When X is an entrepreneur, he's run multiple businesses. He's been in the entertainment space for 18, 20 years. And he's worked with celebrities. He's contracted major deals with them. So he knows the ins and outs of that industry. So he realized, wait, I could do this. I've already been doing this in Web 2. Why don't I just do this in Web 3? I didn't understand what he meant by that. I thought I didn't even take him seriously. I was preoccupied in my 100-hour week of building my businesses, and just, crypto was like a hobby, a side investment thing, but I always knew I wanted to do something in it. And so when he came to me with the whole plan, I wasn't ready to receive it. I was preoccupied, didn't think he would be able to do as much as he did in the time he did. And sure enough, he called me, and he was already like off and running. He had a home office. He built out all these um, systems and ecosystems for the project, and I was blown away. And I was like, man, can I still get in? and the timing was for sorry about that. So the timing of it was that we thought I thought he would take years to get it done, but he got it done very quickly. And from there, I asked, how can I get involved? How can I get in? I went to go see the home office in Brazil. Again, blown away. He's invested tons of money and put his personal capital into it. And I was like, okay, how can I position myself in this? Because I know, this is going to be something huge. When I saw how he positioned the ecosystem and how his experience is relevant to what he's doing here, and he already had open agreements, contracts, and works. I was able to get in the very early beginning of before he got all the contracts, before he did the deal with Otherverse. So I bought in equity in the project. I own a small equity position. I also bought tokens, and since then we've been running. And obviously the bear market came, but we kept building. We kept building the case study. We kept building the execution of exactly what we're trying to do. And so what we have is a compilement of everything executed on. Most people say, "Oh, have you done this before? Are you where's the roadmap?" But it's like we've already produced revenue with this model. We're just looking to scale now, right? So that's a little backstory on like how we got into this and why we got into it. Obviously, we see it's a huge industry. We've seen other meme coins that come out with celebrities that do billions of dollars in days and weeks. And obviously they don't sustain the success because they don't have the utility behind it and the consistent marketing strategies to maintain the coin.
Yeah, no, it's a great backstory. Good context, Julian. I appreciate that. And I would love to dive in with X on that exact fact of the sustainability. And I've seen celebrity coins come around, whether it's Jason Derulo or Iggy Azalea with her mother token. We were just at the conference together and she was speaking, and it was almost like she was making a joke of it that the coin is dying. And there's not a long-term factor like there normally should be for long-term smart investors or for companies. This is not like a one and done kind of thing that just dies the next day. And we've all invested in things that we thought were going to last and only lasted a couple months or a few days. So X, maybe you can talk about why MyIdols is different, a little bit about the platform, and then where that sustainability part fits in how we can stop this thing from dying, a celebrity coin from dying in a short term.
Great. Yeah, this is one of the points that I love to discuss the most is with anything in life, you have to motivate people correctly. You have to motivate people to get in. You have to motivate people to stay excited. You have to motivate for them to hold. No longer in this cycle can you just create a Telegram group and tell everyone hold, hodl, 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 put a bunch of stickers and emojis. That doesn't work anymore, because for you to stay in the project, I look at this as I'm coming in as an investor. So that's the best way to look at it. So I always recommend all founders and all builders to look at this as if you were investing in your own project. They say, okay, why am I going to buy in idols and why am I going to hold? What's the incentive for me? What do I get out of this? I think that's the most important question. And a lot of these tokens we see, there's no reason for you to hold them. It doesn't do anything. They're just a hope. It's a bunch of hopium that they're selling and say, hey, stay in because I'm the brand, or because we're here, or because it's about the community, or because it's about the art, it's about the tech. It's really no reason for you to hold it, right? So with idols, what we've done differently is we created real life incentives that are exciting, that are attractive, that will motivate people even outside of crypto and Web3 to come and join us. So the most important statistic that I see in Web3 today is only 7% of the world is currently involved in Web3 and crypto. There's another 93% of people that have not joined in. And I'll explain why, because it seems like a lot of people fail to understand why. What's the reason this happens? Is today, people that are in crypto and Web3, they're in for three reasons. They're in for speculation of trading, speculation of profits, and speculation of tech. So if you're in one of those three categories today, you're probably already in crypto and Web3. So now, what happens to all the people that we've been screaming at them the past decade to buy Bitcoin and crypto, and they still don't come in? They're not going to come in because they're not into trading, profits, or tech. People like my friends and family, like my mom, Bitcoin does not excite her. You know, I can show people gains of what Bitcoin, you know, since the inception of Bitcoin 16 years ago, what it's done at this moment we're doing this video, probably 180 million% return. I tell people, show me another business that's done anywhere close to that in returns. They can't. And even though I show these astronomical numbers, it's still not exciting for people to come and join us. So how do we have people join us? Because at the end of the day, Ashton, I'll tell you, the name of the game is who has the most users and consistent inflow of new liquidity. That's all it comes down to. So how do we generate continuous new users and continuous inflow of liquidity? We do this by exciting people outside of trading, profits, and tech through entertainment, music, TV, film, sports, influencers, streamers, is you speak people's language. When I start showing people what they like and what they admire and what they enjoy and what they respect and what they like to participate in, the conversation is completely different. I'm not convincing them anymore. Now they want to be a part of it. So here's what we've done. With Idols, we've partnered up with tons of big associations. We've done tons of activations with F1, with FIFA, with UFC, many other sporting events. That's very exciting for people. I have a friend of mine who does not care about crypto. He's a very successful businessman. And I've been telling him to buy crypto and check out Web3 and crypto, just a very small percentage of his portfolio, maybe just 1%, just to learn, just to play. And he's the most negative guy I've ever seen in my whole life about crypto. He said, no, it's stupid. It's a bubble. It's a scam. It's this. It's going to zero, all this stuff. But then when I create an F1 experience where he gets to go to the paddock, he gets to go to the podium to celebrate with the drivers, he gets to meet some of the drivers, he gets his helmet autographed by the drivers, he gets to see the teams take photos with the cars. And not only that, at the end, we put him in an exotic car with the F1 driver, and he drives him down the official F1 track. Now, these things excite him. So if I say, hey, you can have this experience, but you have to onboard onto crypto, then they do it immediately, like this guy did. He says, send me the link. He's like, tell me how I participate. I said, well, you're going to have to get some crypto. He goes, okay, show me how to do it. I'm in. I had zero convincing. I had zero barrier to entry with someone when you speak their language. So the goal is to stop trying to convince people of your layer 0, your layer 2 on Ethereum, and your Solana that does this. And no one really cares. They say, what's the best for me? And then what do I get out of it? So we've built an ecosystem where we partnered up with tons of major celebrities. And the reason, this I want to explain to you as well, the reason that we work with celebrities is because they command the largest audiences in the world. They have instant and immediate credibility. I come from a Web2 background. I've been negotiating deals with Fortune 500 companies and celebrities. I was a big part of the pioneering of Web2 social media marketing, what we know as today as influencer marketing. So more than anyone in the world, I'm one of the guys who understands this very, very well. And I've seen the conversions and numbers that this do. So the reason that celebrities make sometimes even more money than their social media platform and their audience than they do in their career is because it's very powerful. But people have failed to build this ecosystem together. So if we take the most lucrative, the most aggressive, the most exciting financial instrument today, crypto and Web3, and we combine that with an ecosystem of tech that is easy, seamless, easy to understand at a third grade level, and we combine the most influential people in the world that have the largest audiences and immediate, if you combine all these three together, it's massive success. And I'm very shocked that a project hasn't been able to do this yet. I've seen so many get close, very close, and then make a very amateur, a very dumb mistake. And, you know, it kind of baffles me of why they haven't got it right yet. So we decided to do it on our own. And if I can show you the amount of success that we've already had, and the reason that I did this a little bit inverted, because we know that in Web3, people always lead with their white paper or their roadmap. And we know from Web3, from being an experience in this for so long, 95% of projects don't complete or don't even execute on their white paper and roadmap at all, really. So instead of me showing you a white paper and a roadmap, say, here's what we're going to do, we did the inverse. If you check right now on our pages, on our social media platforms, you'll see tons of activations, tons of exclusive experiences that we've done, tons of celebrities that we've already worked with. We've even had some events where we had over 1 billion impressions. There's even an event where Binance came and sponsored our event. And typically, you know, with new projects, the new projects have to come and fund, pay, and try to engage with these big exchanges and platforms. But with us, it's the opposite. They came and sponsored our event. And I did an hour interview on Binance.com speaking about this and why, because Binance told me, and other companies as well, all the largest Web3 companies said they've been trying to get fan tokens right for years now, and no one's been able to do it. And everyone gets very excited. Everyone says that Idols is the most electrifying project they've ever seen in Web3. So that's a quick little summary of why we're doing it, how we're doing it, because I don't want anyone to look in my face and say, well, X, how do you know this is going to work? I'm going to say, well, because it's already working. We've already executed major events with 50,000 people in person. You know, not even the Bitcoin conference, you know, is doing what we're doing, only paid in crypto. So we got a lot of cool stuff going right now.
You know, as he's talking, it's really interesting because not a lot of people have these relationships and experience, but his experience fits perfectly for what we're trying to do. I mean, he's been doing this already in Web 2. He's negotiated, contracted, activated a lot of artists and celebrities and some of their careers. I mean, he jump-started for them, you know, so it was so perfect when we thought about it. It's like, well, you already do this, right? So it was just the unknown of Web3, where it was going to go wasn't clear until 2019, 2020, when we saw, okay, this is definitely going to be the future at that point, right? So 2017, everyone was like, is this the future? Is this? But now by 2020, everyone was like, okay, for sure, we got to position ourselves here.
Yeah, just had to work out the kinks. And I love that that you guys you figured out the right way to do it, because I think everyone can agree that if you if you give free tickets, great. If you have backstage to a concert, great. If you actually get to hang out with your idol, your favorite artist, people will do anything for that. You know, they'll go through an hour or two of an onboarding, never mind a couple minutes. I can imagine. And you know, for Taylor Swift tickets or for your favorite athlete, like there's millions of people that will do that, and I feel like that is the best way to onboard people in Web3. So I'm glad that you guys have figured it out and are onboarding people without them, you know, really having to know about all the technical stuff that I like personally. But most of the world, they just want to get that experience of, you know, meeting their idol or having a great time. So you mentioned that, you know, it's already working. There's a lot of contracts underway. What's the key to long-term success? Is it getting a few different celebrities that you're working with for a long time, or, you know, as one in every industry and all of the top Instagram, you know, follow accounts, and, you know, what's sort of the key to growing beyond what you're at right now?
That's a great question. And I tell people the ecosystem that we built out is very, very well planned. Because if you look at a general celebrity launch, like a meme token launch, the celebrity, they use their audience, and it comes to a point where everyone for a time frame gets exposed, and everyone who comes in, and then it's over. And the reason that it doesn't continue with success is because they keep trying to promote the same project to the same people. And it gets very difficult trying to sell. You can't keep selling the same thing to the same audience. So what we figured out with Idols is we have the Idols token, and that's going to be the native token for the ecosystem. And we use the celebrity fan tokens that have real life utility, things such as meet and greet. You can go hang out with them. You can go to a concert, backstage. You get signed autograph, virtual experiences, merch. You get all types of cool things that we've built out and already executed. So we can show you tons of like case studies and references that we have. But what's exciting is with every fan token launch, it's a brand new audience. And some of these celebrities that we have on board, they have millions, tens of millions, some of them hundreds of millions of followers. So I want you to imagine in your mind what happens every time we launch a new fan token. That's going to be millions of people seeing Idols for the first time and getting that influx of new users. And then let's say the next month comes along, and then we launch a new fan token with irresistible like deliverables and utilities for their fans. And now we have more millions of users coming in. So the reason that it fizzles out and doesn't sustain long-term growth is because there's no more new users. That celebrity keeps promoting to the same people who are already exposed or who already bought in. But this model where we continuously bring it back to one ecosystem and have multiple launches, and every time we launch, there's hundreds, tens of millions of people coming in, then this changes the game. Because now, remember, it's always new users and new liquidity. So if we continue this model, making it very exciting, in like what you said, different genres, different fields, the right question is everyone. We want to tokenize everybody and everything. I'm sure you guys have heard BlackRock saying this. Tokenization is going to be the biggest thing. It's the next biggest trend in the world in the next decade now for the next cycle. Everything will be tokenized. So why not tokenize the most credible, the most influential, the most watched people in the world, and we give them a physical, real life benefit of why they should onboard, like you said as well. People wait in line hours, maybe even days to see them at a concert from far away. Don't you think they would onboard to a platform and learn some crypto to have a real life experience with them? So it's just duplicating this over and over and scaling it. And that's what sustains the long-term growth.
Definitely.
I became a believer at one event we did, and I've seen grown women cry, tremble to see their fan, and they waited outside for hours and they chased the car down. And we did an activation with CNCO, a famous with the Spanish band. They're like the NSYNC of America, and it was just insane. And that's when I doubled down. I was like, okay, I got to get some more money in this project as quickly as possible.
But once you see it, it's different.
Yeah, because I saw how people would refinance their house to get to these people.
Yeah,
it's so it's like,
so instead of us trying to beat people over the head, saying
get involved, we don't
come
have to we just have to come out with an artist, and the artist is the product. It's no longer this product or this merch.
Yeah, and you know what I like to explain? Like speaking about that point, because I come from the Web2 background, I understand online conversions very well. And typically the math we do for a big celebrity is when they do a campaign, when they do a post, when they do some influencer marketing, the math that we generally use is 10% of their audience will have some sort of interest, and they'll convert roughly average 1% on whatever product or service they do. So if we have a huge celebrity, and let's say he promotes like Red Bull, right? I already have an idea that they're going to convert 1% of their total audience. And the reason is people are not following that celebrity to get recommendations of their energy drink. Following that celebrity because they like their style, their fashion, their talent, their art, their music, their shows, their personality. For whatever reason, they follow them. So here's what we mapped out with the social ecosystem. And we have all these things planned out. And I've tested and measured this so much. Idols is going to break records of online conversions because everyone always does e-commerce or sales using a third-party product or service. But what if I told you the third-party product or service is now going to be the celebrity themselves? Instead of the celebrity saying, hey, like Red Bull gives me wings, they grabbed their phone and they said, hey guys, do you want to come have an experience with me? Do you want to come meet me? Do you want to come with me backstage? Do you want to come play soccer with me? Do you want to come do this with me? All you got to do is click on the link below. Now, that link is going to have astronomical record-breaking conversions because for the first time ever, they're not promoting a service or third-party company that has nothing to do with them. Now, the product is them themselves. And we tested this and we've had phenomenal results of millions of people clicking through because they want the celebrity. They don't want what the celebrity posts. They can care less. That's why the conversions are always so low. But what if we used that power and that proximity to the celebrity where they can enjoy an event to meet them, some merch, or to have an exclusive like virtual call with them, or to do just taking it to the next level where they can have that engagement. This is where I see the next level of social media going, because even you take like Instagram launched Threads, and a lot of Threads didn't take off with Instagram did because you can't go any more higher than what it already is. So to me, there's no possibility for a new social platform to come and compete with TikTok and Instagram. The next level is in real life, in person experience. It's what we call the phygital. It's where you do something digitally and then you have the experience physically. So no company in the world that I've seen as of yet has been able to create the perfect phygital product to onboard millions and millions of users. And if we do this into crypto, we all know what happens. You know,
they've tried. We've seen a lot of copycats, and they've launched and they've disappeared. And people are like, "Oh, these people do it. These people do it," but they're not. They don't have the level of relationships, abilities to curate these activations that he's been doing with his experience for so many years already. So that's the distinction here. So we've actually proven it. We've made revenue from it.
Yeah, and I can imagine many more than 1% would be clicking on the link if Ronaldo was like, "Hey, let's hang out this weekend."
Actually, I have a funny story that I want to tell. I was recently in Japan, and I was in the Shibuya crossing, that famous street where Fast and Furious is doing that corner. It's like the most walked corner in the world. And there's a music record store there on the corner. It's a very famous one. And like when I went there was a line down maybe like 3 Tokyo blocks, which if you have an idea, it's like New York City blocks, if not bigger or longer. And I saw this extremely long line, and I said, man, for sure there's a huge, massive celebrity in the store doing some signing or photos or something. And I walk this whole line, and I go inside the store, and I look, and you know what they're doing? They're taking photos with the cardboard cutout of the K-pop group. Not even the group is there. It's the cardboard. And I said, these people have just waited all day long to take a photo with cardboard.
That's an idol's experience.
So now I'm telling you guys, do you think they're gonna buy a token to have a real in life, like a very attractive, a very exciting experience instead of a cardboard waiting all day?
The biggest part of our ecosystem is that we create a bidding war.
Yeah.
It becomes the top 10 holders, the top 1,000 holders, top 100 holders get something, right? So everyone, it doesn't matter the price, they just want to be that top holder.
Yeah.
You know, so what happens, whether you're the kid that's sitting in front of the computer that's going to buy it the second the celebrity token comes out, or you're the person that's just sitting on a big bag at staked and that's going to receive a percentage of those celebrity tokens, you're in, right? So it's just I love that we can give anybody that advantage to be the top holder, and the numbers that the tokens are going to go up for the celebrity, because there's only 21,000 of each celebrity token, right? That's one celebrity token can go to $1 million, right? But it can launch at $10. You know, so that's how. So we're gonna have multiple launches like that. So what's really exciting, the amount of potential income, money, profitability we can prevent, it could be astronomical, record breaking.
It's a great point. That's a crazy story. With the cardboard, that's a little crazy. And so, Julian, now what you're explaining with tokens and staking, and then the celebrity tokens come out. So from what I understand, all the celebrities are going to have their own tokenization, as well as the MyIdols token as well. Can you just talk briefly about the token? From what I understand, it's not out yet, hasn't launched, but having that will have access to the celebrities. You know, and so how exactly, if somebody, as the goal is not being in crypto, you just, an average UFC fan that doesn't have any digital assets, how do they go about getting onboarded as quickly as they can to meet their favorite idol?
So right now we're pre-launch. So that's the exciting part, because everyone always says, oh man, I missed Bitcoin. If I would have bought in the beginning, I missed Ethereum when it was, $500. I wish I had. So we're here to tell you now, you are early. You are exactly where, you should be. And if you don't take action, then you're going to be one of those guys. Oh man, I should have bought. I should have, would have, could have. So there's no more excuses. And that's why I asked Ashton, I said, Ashton, we got to do a video before launch, because everyone always complains, oh, I didn't get in early. I didn't know about it. No one told me about it. So we're telling you here today for sure. So we will be announcing everything from launch now very, very soon. We're going to be looking to launch now Q4. So there's no exact date yet. So I recommend that everyone here watching this video, go follow our X account at MyIdols.io. There we have a community group. You can go ahead and jump in there, and we will be sharing tons of videos, tons of experiences that we've done, tons of celebrities, teasers, everything. And we will announce there the official launch date and time soon. So tell everyone, send out the page, send the X page to everyone. because this is the opportunity. Like if I can snap my fingers and you go back in time and you're able to buy Bitcoin.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for the information. I will leave the socials in the description box below, and looking forward to the launch for MyIdols, as well as seeing which celebrities come on the platform. Hopefully we can get some tech CEOs, maybe that's nerdy of me, as some of my idols to join on as well, and appreciate all the insights and the best of luck. I would love to follow up in the near future.